What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com. The Hype 344. We're on the road to 400, guys. A lot of stuff happening in the hobby. The Nationals around the corner. Fanatics Fest is around the corner. But more importantly, this week, Series 2 is here. Also, Optic Basketball hitting shelves. The actual hobby version of Optic Basketball hitting shelves this Friday as well. So make sure you guys get into some breaks at Mojobreak.com. We got a special Optic code for you. It's Optic 2324. It's going to save you 13% on any Optic basketball break, and they're already filling up, guys. So go ahead and use that code. It's one time only for per customer, and there's very limited amount to be used. So go ahead and use that code early and often and get it going, get some teams. Today's show, we've got a doozy. We're going to talk about some finals. We got the NHL finals. We've got the NBA finals. It's a great time in sports, great time in the hobby. We also got some news out of the PWCC Fanatics camp that we're going to talk about. We're going to look at some Series 2 early data and how that affects the hobby and what people are chasing. Lots of stuff to talk about. Golden Touch has launched. I waited until midnight, and I couldn't hang out last night. I didn't watch it. But I watched episode 1 today, and man, if you guys have already seen it, the $10 million of uncirculated funds on a table, Ken Golden's got to have the biggest piece in the hobby, huh?
Biggest piece of what?
just
Oh.
Yeah.
Could you do that?
You're saying that you don't have $10 million of uncirculated mint bills?
I'm a little shy of that, Dan. A little shy.
Oh.
A little shy of doing that.
I just carry it around everywhere I go.
It's in your bed. It's in your trunk.
It's in my trunk. I actually thought everybody did that.
Yeah, I mean, just in case for a rainy day when you got to buy an SGC5 Honus Wagner.
No, yeah,
you never know when that opportunity's
I
gonna come
load
up.
it up. I fly it to Miami.
You get in your PJ,
I get my PJ, not my PJs, but my PJ.
but you could be in your PJs on a PJ. I mean,
100 double PJ squared.
I mean, that's one reason you have a PJ is to carry around $10 million in uncirculated bills. You don't have to get stopped through customs.
Can you imagine? I mean, going through the old TSA with your $10 million of uncirculated, they're putting you in a room somewhere, and you're gonna have some questions that are gonna be answered.
Yeah.
Might get a little pat down.
They might be opening up all those bills, actually.
They're gonna look. They're gonna
Well,
look.
at that point,
they're gonna be like, this can't be money. This has to be drugs.
Well, at some point, the actual TSA employee, and I don't know the average salary of a TSA employee, but I'm saying it's probably south of $100,000 a year. They're gonna think about that opportunity they have there.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Well, you guys run out.
Just carrying a giant ass brick of uncirculated money in your TSA uniform. Nothing to see here.
Well, you know how they say, is it worth the squeeze? Might be worth the squeeze.
Dude. Well, no, that's not the whole phrase. Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, because you can't just be like, it's worth the squeeze. You can't put that on a shirt.
Yeah. Can't
It's
put
a
that
lot
on
of
a
things
shirt.
worth the squeeze.
So I don't know the context. So he was gonna give this guy $10 million to be able to sell the card for him, and he knew he was gonna get that money back. From
Yeah,
the
that
time.
was the guarantee. So the guy said,
So at least $10 million guaranteed is what he's telling him. He's like, I'm gonna get you at least $10 million.
And here it
Oh
is.
no, I thought
Yeah.
it was like, here's $10 million just for me to list it, and then you get the money when it sells. Like,
Oh, now
you
that's the deal.
Now
That's the deal.
I think if he worded it that way, I think the person was like, yeah, that sounds good. So go ahead and give me the $10 million to list it, and then I get the money when it sells as well. So I get both. I get a double dip.
Yeah, I mean, to give a little background to the listeners, it was an SG5 Honus Wagner, which is probably the finest example that it's been run across in the last, 20, 30, 40 years. I think the Gretzky Wagner is graded PSA higher, but there's some controversy around that one being possibly trimmed. But this is the finest example known to existence. If you're new to the hobby and you don't understand the Honus Wagner was against tobacco, so he got his cards pulled out of the Piedmont packs back in the whatever year it was, long time ago, before our grandparents were grandparents, and they pulled his cards out. So there's very few in existence to begin with, and then any of those that were kept, this is just a modern day miracle. So this is literally the holy grail piece that he's trying to acquire. Throw on golden auctions. Obviously, there's some Hollywood behind it as well, but he's saying that I'm going to give you $10 million guaranteed. I'm going to let this bad boy run on golden.
Yeah, the first thing I do is I crack that out, Send that into Beckett. Get a nice looking BGS slab. Really spice it up a little bit.
Dude, I saw, speaking of cracking it out, I saw a clip, and I don't know if this was a doctored clip, but it's Kurt Russell as Santa Claus. And he walks into a restaurant. It's got to be from a movie, and I don't know what movie it's from, so if some of your listeners could let me know.
That's from a movie.
He walks into a restaurant, and he goes to this guy, and he's like, I have this 52 mantle here. Give me your Porsche, I'll give you this mantle. And the guy's like, yeah. And the wife's like, no. And the wife takes the mantle from Kurt Russell as Santa Claus and rips it in half.
Dude, I think you dreamt this movie.
No, it was on Instagram the other day as a reel from some card influencer.
I remember the movie. I don't remember the name of the movie.
I'm gonna have to Google that.
I remember the Bruce Willis Kevin Smith movie. Who else was in it? It was a Kevin Smith movie. It was Bruce Willis, and it had the Andy Pafko card that they that kind of surrounded the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, dude.
What was that movie?
You probably can't hear this. Is terrible radio.
Yeah, no. Well, bad podcast. Let me. I'll keep on talking about that. Is the fine? Oh yeah, that's a great looking centering on that card. Oh, that's
Christmas Chronicles.
That's Martin Sheen. The other actor's Martin Sheen.
No, it's not. It looks like him.
Oh no, not the Mickey.
So yeah, cards make it in the culture. I don't know when that movie came out. It's probably like 10 years old, but still. Did you guys hear the news that we will not be able to bet on Joey Chestnut this year? We'll be betting on the hot dog contest.
And Kobayashi retired.
Yeah, he has stomach problems, so you can't.
We got to look at the new prospects because I have no idea who's third in line behind those two guys.
Yes,
Why-
Matt Stoney's not involved anymore.
How can you give up an opportunity to go for your 25th mustard belt, however many?
It's not his choice. He wants to do it.
Yeah, but can't he get that endorsement later on? He is in the prime of his athletic prowess
Is he?
at the moment.
I think he's at the tail end of his career.
No,
Dan.
he is truly like Mount Rushmore of athletes.
Well, he has the most championship out of any
Yeah,
athlete.
I mean,
He
you have
surpassed
Tom
Bill Russell.
Brady. You can put Michael Jordan.
Bill Russell.
I'm saying but you can't put two basketball guys up there. So
Well, Bill Russell has 10 championships. He's over Michael Jordan.
maybe Willie Mays, Tiger Woods, Joey Chestnut,
Wayne Gretzky,
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
I forgot hockey.
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut.
Messi or Ronaldo, some soccer guy, and then Joey Chestnut. Joey Chestnut is nobody will ever beat Joey Chestnut. That guy is. Look at him. Like that photo that you're looking at right there, that is an athlete.
Yeah.
That's a true athlete.
Jaws, baby. It's called Jaws for a reason.
He is on the older side, 4 years old now.
Pride.
He's a little younger than me.
How old is he? He's younger than us?
Yeah. He's born in 83.
But
pride of San Jose.
you know, Father Time always catches up to you
Yeah.
if you're an athlete.
You know what? And honestly, he's probably going vegan dogs because they're a little bit healthier.
Impossible, actually. Yeah.
Well, they're vegan dogs.
Yeah.
They're same thing. Why can't they allow him to go for another mustard belt and just slam down the vegan dogs?
Because if you're Nike, you're not going to let somebody come in wearing Adidas.
When
That's a direct competitor of Nathan's. You don't want people start.
I will
You
tell
don't
you-
want to start
I'll
people
tell you
filling
right
up on
now.
Impossible dogs
I'll
because
tell you
Joey
right now.
Chestnut said so.
I'll tell you right now, though. If Tom Brady, if Tom Brady came back and he's like, I'll come back, but we need to bring back the Reebok. Reebok needs to be, it needs to be Reebok jerseys, or I'm not playing. I think there's a strong conversation. I think the NFL goes to the table and they're like, we do love Tom Brady and the revenue that he generates. It's a maybe. Sorry, Nike.
I'm trying to see if there's any.
And honestly, how much pull does Nathan's hot dogs have?
Big brand. I just
I mean,
bought some the other day.
they're not Oscar Mayer.
They're better tasting than Oscar Mayer.
They're not ballpark.
Who? Gary, what's your hot dog of choice?
None.
I don't mean either, but My family got mad at me for buying Ballpark every week for
Ballpark.
them, and I bought Nathan's this week. So.
I think the Mount Rushmore of hot dog brands. I think you got to put Oscar Mayer. I mean, they got a wiener mobile and everything. There's no.
Do you love to put Oscar Mayer wieners in your mouth, Dan? Is that what you're trying to say?
Dude, come on, this is a serious podcast.
No, when you said Wienermobile, stop getting
But
serious.
no, I mean no. But they're Nathan's no wiener mobile.
But they have the.
But
the
Oscar
contest.
Mayer has a documented wiener mobile.
Well, because Nathan's is high class. They don't want to like go with that dog and pony clown show of a Wienermobile, trying to make it like non-serious. That they have the Coney Island hot dog, man. That's what it is. That's East Coast, baby.
Okay, so are you telling me that Oscar Mayer is the wiener of the West?
They're the McDonald's of hot dogs. The wiener of the West.
The
Yes.
wiener of the West.
All right. Well, let's get into some basketball talk and some roundup. As we're sitting here on a Wednesday, the game is going to happen here in about an hour and a half, and we've got the Mavericks down 0-2 to the Celtics that look like they're having no problems. Is there any chance now that we sit here that the Mavericks can even up the series while they're in Dallas? Anybody think so?
Nope.
I think Dallas can probably. First of all, Dallas definitely needs to win tonight. But I can see them winning one of the two here at home, at the very least.
Boston in 3.
You gotta give
3 games.
You gotta figure Celtics will be off a game. Luka and Kyrie will both get hot.
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm serious. Good shout out to Cody, who's not here today, but he has some stats for us here. Kyrie averaging 14 points, shooting 35% from the field. We all know that the percentages come back. This is going to be the game. This is going to be the get back game today. I think actually the Mavericks blow them out. I shouldn't even have bought a point today. I think the Mavericks get back 2-1. I think it goes 2-2, and then we'll see what happens at that point.
I got Boston money line. I think Boston wins easily. I think they sweep. I think they just go into a doubt. Luka has had a great series, but he's the only guy showing up on that team. They're defeated. They're too much of a hill to climb. They can't do it. It's over.
That's what we said about the Timberwolves, that they when they were up 2-0.
Timberwolves are in the finals?
No, well, that's exactly what happened. They went up 2-0 and then they lost. Well, they actually wound up winning, but they got evened up and then they went to a game 7 with the Nuggets.
But there is not Boston would honestly didn't matter who was coming out of the West. I think Boston was winning no matter what.
And no Porzingis, so we'll see how that matches up. Let me ask more of a hobby-related question. If the Mavericks get swept, is Luka's stock, did he do enough for collectors to be like, good year, Luka?
Yes.
I think we're
In my opinion,
I think
yes.
we're at the point with Luka. It's kind of like Tatum, where don't talk to me until he wins. Like Luka
Yeah.
needs to win now.
But
Luka, once he gets there, and they got there, great for him. Moral victory. He's gonna lose. Now his next step is if he gets there again, it's not okay.
Well, Tatum got there, right?
Yeah, Tatum got there, but Tatum's gonna win now. So
the natural progression is what you're
Potentially.
it's a
saying.
natural progression.
Yeah.
Luka, in order to sustain his hobby value is never. People are invested too much in Luka for his hobby value to dramatically tank.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never going to go up until he wins. He needs a championship now. He's done everything else. He needs a championship.
Let me ask you guys this. Say let's fast forward to hype 750 in 20 years or whatever. Would you rather have Luka rookie cards or Kyrie rookie cards in 20 years from now?
Luka.
It's
Luka.
Luka.
Really?
And it pains me to say that, but
Oh, man.
Luka.
Luka. Lulu.
Over what Kyrie's achieved, already he beat the super team.
I would take, honestly, a Trace Jackson Davis rookie over Kyrie. And I'm not alone.
Has Kyrie just done too much off the court to affect his value as a superstar, possible legend?
No, I don't even really. I mean, the stuff that happened off the court is kind of like I think in most collectors, most basketball fans' heads is like they're not even really thinking about that too much anymore, especially because he's had such a bounce back in his career with the Mavericks. But I think Kyrie is pretty much cemented. I just don't think he long term has as much of a ceiling as Luka. at this point in their careers.
I mean, we remember, like, back in 12-13, it was a double rookie class. A lot of you guys weren't even born yet. They're listening to the show now, but we were breaking back then, believe it or not. And everybody wanted Kyrie back then. It was Kyrie, because that was Anthony Davis, too. Some people wanted Anthony Davis, but Kyrie was the draw for the 12-13 rookie class. That's what everybody wanted. He had a lot of hype, which, you know, maybe not as many collectors back then that were buying into stuff. It was the first year Flawless, was the first year Prism as well. But, you know, it seems like he's kind of tailed off since then. Is it just he's not in the now? Like Luka's picked up because he got the benefit of the pandy, and he was the guy to collect when people jump back in the hobby. It was like Luka. So it's almost like maybe what they do on the court doesn't even matter anymore. It's just the lore of the player.
I also feel that like Kyrie has like played in so many. I mean, he's played on so many different teams at this point. Like, and I know it actually isn't that. I mean, what it's been.
This is 14.
14.
Cavs, Celtics, Nets, now Mavericks, right?
Yeah. 4. I think that also affects because Luka very well he may be a forever Maverick.
Well, did you hear what Cuban's not the majority owner anymore, but did you hear what Cuban said? I don't think any of us can pull this off with our ladies. He said he would divorce his wife and trade his wife before he would give up Luka. So he picked Luka over his wife.
Wow.
I respect it.
I'm sure he probably bought like a $4 million ring after he said that. And like,
Yeah, 'cause that's
he did
kinda
the Kobe Vanessa thing. He was like, "Here, sorry," but like, yeah, that's a tough thing to say as a married man to be like, yeah, I'm gonna choose a guy like at my work over you, basically.
I think people just want that attachment to the new, to be honest.
Yeah,
Luka's new. Kyrie's over 30. Luka's barely 25. He came in the league breaking records already.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie's kind of like in that first generation of superstars, if you will, with the LeBrons, even with Curry and all of them. Like, he battled them during their prime years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Those are some damn good finals.
Kyrie also hasn't in the
he's
teams
got the biggest
that he's
hands. Got the biggest hands too.
No, it's Kawhi.
That's Kawhi.
No, Kyrie has some huge hands too. Maybe he's not as big as Kawhi, but he's got some big hands.
But he hasn't. Everywhere he's gone, he hasn't won.
Hasn't had a long playoff run either.
Yeah, like the Nets, like they were putting together the second coming of the Dream Team. He was part of it. They didn't win. They were a disappointment. He went to Boston. A lot of talent around him in Boston. Didn't win. He won one championship, and that was with LeBron, which he did help.
Draymond helped, yeah.
Draymond had a hand in it as well. Draymond did everything he could. Draymond, I think, was close to being the most valuable player for the Cavs that year. The finals.
It's funny.
3-1 to lose the series. Yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, what is that also? I mean, we don't even talk about Kevin Durant anymore. It's like after he made that decision to team up with Kyrie and move around and then go to the Suns, it's like, I don't know.
I'll tell you right now, if Kevin Durant came out and he's like, I want to go back to the Warriors, I'd welcome him with open arms.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't. I'm like, even if we have to get rid of Draymond, I'm like, that's fine. Bye, Draymond. We had a hell of a run.
Gary's like, but he's just got to comb his hair out a little bit more than he does now. So
Please. Brush your hair. You're making millions of dollars. Brush your hair, dude.
He just wakes up, goes to the court. Puts his
Nah,
backpack
dude, all he
on.
cares about is ball, dude. He don't care about nothing else.
He doesn't have time. He doesn't have time to brush his hair.
I know you're 7 foot and I can't see on top of that thing, but the TV does.
You know what? That's a guy that you've never seen with a female. Like, baby, you have, but like he's just been like kept to his own.
Dude, his life is basketball.
He's had a few runs with females, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, if you really like listen to the way people talk about Kevin Durant and like what he's into, he's like really just into basketball
and burner accounts.
Yeah,
and Twitter burner accounts.
That's why he cares about ball so much that's why the things that people say about
affect him so
much.
He has to have a burner account to defend him. He's like, actually, I think Kevin Durant might be one of the best players in the league.
So, yeah, I mean, Cody put this on here. Porzingis questionable with a torn medial retinaculum. I don't even know how to say that word.
Do we even know
retinaculum.
Do we even know what part of the body that is?
I mean, it almost looked like rectum for a minute there.
Well,
no,
that's
it's not.
That's
Something with the leg.
It said it was just like his tibius, right?
Something with the
Tibialis.
legs. I always assume with his because he's so tall. Something with the legs, bro.
There is
Stretching of tearing of the MPFL. Individual who sustains this acute pain and immediate swelling.
Okay, yeah, he's out.
It's like the tendon can shift out of place, causing pain and instability of the ankle and foot.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Goodbye.
Dude, unfortunately, and you could make an argument that he might have been the best player on the court when he was out there in the finals.
Oh, dude, it's crazy how fast he shoots too. Threes, just
But is Kristaps ever going to be healthy? And that's kind of been the knock on him ever since he's been in the league.
yeah. From the Knicks to the Bullets, the Wizards,
Bullets.
the Bullets.
He went back in time.
The Mavericks too, right? He was on the Mavericks for a minute.
Yeah, they were
With
like
Luka.
Yeah.
The
This was his
Serbian-
best chance. They just rushed him back. They pulled a KD on him.
But
Yeah.
he's still going to get a ring.
Yeah.
Still going to get a ring.
Well, let's pivot to hockey. Shout out to friend of the show who's been on the show a couple times, Doug Plagans. Your Panthers are looking they're looking like they're going to do it. I'm torn. Obviously, I want the Panthers to win for Doug's sake, but I guess for the hobby and a couple of my McDavid cards, I kind of want McDavid to not be the Mike Trout of the NHL, which is kind of what's happening at this point. Maybe the best player, but just can't get it done. I mean, he's gotten to the finals. That's more to say about Trout, but McDavid is kind of arguably the face of hockey, correct? I mean, he's the guy. So you'd like to see at least get that one chip in there, but it's not looking very good right now.
I've watched both games all the way through. I've been actually loving the hockey playoffs this year. But, man, Florida.
You said it in the last podcast.
They're the better team.
Yeah.
They are the better team. They're overall the better team, I think. But game one, absolutely dominated by the Oilers. They just could not
Get the puck in. Yeah.
a goal. They just could not score. And then game two, they scored first, and then just the Panthers wear you down. They wear you down. They're a physical team. They play great hockey. I think without a doubt, I think both the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals are both 4-game sweeps.
Well, Barkov's potentially out for an extended period of time. Who is their leading scorer?
He's the Kristaps.
He's a controversial hitter from Draisaitl in Game 2, so we'll see what happens with him. I mean, hockey guys will just put some bubble gum on it and get back out there.
They said because I watched that, he got hit and he left the bench in maybe concussion protocol. So I don't know. I wouldn't. He'll probably be out there.
He'll probably be out there. Yeah, I mean, who's the? I'm sorry, who's the goalie for the Panthers?
Bobrovsky?
Yes, he's an absolute stud. Playing kind of reminds me of when the Sharks played the Penguins and Matt Murray was in there, who didn't turn out to be a great pro, but that series he probably should have had the MVP over Crosby. Let's pivot into Fanatics takes over the PWCC brand, as you know, less than a year ago. They bought PWCC. They've been pimping it out, but now they're like, goodbye, PWCC. We're going to be calling it Fanatics Collect. So they've disbanded the name PWCC. It's now Fanatics Collect, which is going to be the marketplace that they're getting into. So expect a heavy push to get your cards to Fanatics Collect, to sell on Fanatics Collect. To give you another option over eBay, COMC, Golden's more high end, but it's another marketplace that I'm sure will be integrating in with Fanatics Live, with some of their events. I maybe even expect here at Fanatics Fest, if you're going, maybe there's a promo to buy cards, but they have to go into Fanatics Collect. There's probably going to be a big push for that.
Also, they're already working on brick and mortar hobby shops to take submissions.
Nice. Okay. Nice. So, 13 months after buying the company, Fanatics announced Tuesday they'll be dropping the PWCC brand and relaunching a new trading card platform called Fanatics Collect, which will serve as an auction house, fixed place market, and offer peer-to-peer trading. So that's interesting because I think that's something that the hobby has been missing for a while, and it's not financially none of these companies have done it because they don't see the reason to do it financially, to allow like me and Conrad, like maybe Conrad's in New York and I'm in, here on the West Coast, and he's got a Jerry Rice card, and I have Charles Woodson, and we could be able to trade through a platform. So if they could kind of pull this off, that could be a game changer.
Definitely.
But I don't know what financially and how they're going to do this and pull it off. But that'd be kind of cool because I know.
Well, what if they take a transaction fee?
Right. They probably will.
So if like I have a Steph Curry and Conrad has a Trace Jackson Davis, and I want to trade it straight across for it, I can do it.
That's your new PC. That's your new PC guy, man. TJD, baby.
No, it's not only mine though.
There's a lot of people that collect them out there.
The hobby is spoken. The hobby is spoken.
So I mean, that's interesting. Or they just want to keep people. I mean, honestly, like Google, nobody pays for Drive, nobody pays for Gmail.
No.
I mean, we do pay for Drive after they start charging you after you run out of space.
You got to pay a little bit. It's actually ridiculous because they'll be like, Google will be like 98 cents a month for like 20 gigs.
Yeah.
I'm all, you guys probably could have gone $20.
Yeah.
And nobody would bat an eye. But I mean, if you want to stick at 98 cents, that's fine too.
But the whole point is like you want to keep people on platform. So if you're allowing people to trade, even if it's for free, they're hoping that eventually that Jerry Rice that I trade is going to get sold on their platform at some point too. So you're keeping people on platform that integrates in with Fanatics Live, that integrates maybe with Fanatics merchandise, that integrates with Fanatics events. It's just keeping people. It literally, Fanatics is the Google of the sports memorabilia and card industry is what they're becoming. They're trying to get everywhere that you might go, they want you to be covered. You want to buy a jersey, you're covered. You want to get a card, you're covered. You want to get a break, you're covered. So they're shoring up all these options of people. So Fanatics Collect will absorb PWCC auction platform, marketplace listing, vault, and authentication. So you got the vault in there. They're also going to be partnering with Sotheby's, in which the two will collaborate on high-end trading card auctions through a series of live and online events. Those sales will be centered around cards with a value of $100,000 or more. So that's in direct competition with Golden or PSA or not PWCC, but like that is a direct competition of Golden to try to get those Honus Wagner cards onto Fanatics platform and do live auctions. But what I was told is that right now Sotheby's charges 20% to the buyer. So the seller. I'm sorry. There's no fee for the buyer, but the fee is to the seller, which is opposite for Golden.
What's generally their market?
They have a lot of stuff.
Because I've heard of their brand. Is it like apparel?
Fine art, jewelry, watches, wine auction sales. They've been at it for a while. So upcoming auctions we can look. 10-year Chateau.
Ooh, yeah.
They have
How
art
much?
stuff. It's a preview. Whiskey, rare Scotch and bourbon. It's up there for auction right now for $60,000 US for a 50-year-old Macallan. So if you want a 50-year-old Macallan, first edition. It's estimated to go between $55,000 and $75,000. You gonna buy that for your house party?
Nope.
No.
No.
You can get the Macallan Red Collection, 78 years old, 2020 release for $45,000. You want to get that?
How about
How pissed do you get if somebody spills that shot? You give it to them, they spill that. It's like $10,000 shot. You just spilled.
Yeah, I'd be pretty upset, but maybe I wouldn't be if I could. Like the people that are obviously buying this, can afford it.
They're not opening it. Nobody's drinking it. Nobody's drinking it. Here's an $18 bottle of Jameson. Everybody have a good time.
Yeah, there you go. Have fun with that one. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens.
I don't think they're drinking Jack Daniels at the white party, dude.
You don't think so?
No.
You think what are they drinking?
Macallan's.
No, I don't think so. Not
Dom
that.
Perignon.
Dom P, dude. Dom P. Or what did we have on episode?
Ace of Spade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
good stuff
floating around.
That's what we probably. Yeah,
because then you're satisfying Kim Kardashian and Tom Brady at the same time. If you bring out the champagne, if you just bring out the Macallan, you got the guys, the beards like the Burt Kreischers that are going to be into that kind of stuff, right? You go with the champagne, it kind of appeals to everybody.
Beards, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
The guys that drink Macallan have a beard, right? Clearly.
And smoke cigars.
Yeah.
I think Tom Brady would be into Macallan.
Might be.
Tom Brady's a White Claw.
White Claw time guy? I don't know.
High
man.
nooner, a little nooner.
Maybe a Nooner. I mean, Nooners taste 1,000 times better, but that's a debate for another show or another podcast.
I did get ripped on camping this weekend for drinking a high noon that I was not a man because I'm not drinking a beer. But the guy that was telling me that was drinking a Coors Light, which
Okay, well,
yeah, it's just that's like water
that's,
as well.
and that's somebody who understands the perfection that is Coors Light.
I do love Coors Light, but I've been feeling.
I
Drink beer, you get bloated. So
Dude, I
high
always
I
think
like a-
that's
I
so
like a
funny
nooner.
when another dude tells me that I'm not drinking like a manly beer. I'm
Right.
like, bro, who you tell me what I'm drinking?
Here, I'll bring out your Marlboro Red and drink your
What's a
Budweiser.
what's a manly beer like an IPA?
yeah.
IPA is
A
your
manly beer.
a manly beer is an IPA.
I think
Guinness-
anything
Guinness.
just like beer
Again-
regular, I would
again-
assume.
Guinness
a Guinness.
Stout.
Am I not a man because I'm not drinking 40 OEs anymore?
One of the giant cans of Foster's. Does that make you a man?
Well, that's a good question. So
Still
if
reserved.
you're out there and you're trying to be the most manly man that you could possibly be, and you know deep down inside you're a Coors Light guy, what do you order at the bar to be like, that dude's a man?
Everclear.
That's not a beer though.
Oh.
I'm talking about like what kind of maybe IPAs, right?
Still
Like
reserve.
yes.
Oh, well, then yeah.
But then but you gotta like have like you're like trying to like you're at an event. I'm saying you're like at an event, like maybe like a work event. And you got people in the industry around you, and you're dressed up, and you got to go for a drink. You're not going Coors. I mean, you're trying to
No,
impress.
but the thing is that you order an IPA and then you have like people who are into IPAs describe IPAs, and they're just like it has a
IPAs are like
has
it's like a hip
caramel,
beer.
has a caramel
Hipster.
aftertaste.
Like if you're trying to be hip.
with a floral pattern in the front end of
That's
it.
hey, sorry,
And I'm
Cody.
like, what
Dan's
the
making
hell's
fun of you
man-
right
I'm
now.
Like, about what's manly about what's manly about that?
No, that when I see an IPA, if I picture an IPA drinker, it's a guy that has like the little beanie, and he's got the flannel on, beard.
Cody.
Beard.
That's exactly Cody.
Get him a Heineken.
I honestly think I'm gonna say a manly beer is an old classic red and white. Budweiser.
Yeah.
Bush.
That's what
Just
I'm.
a Budweiser, Anheuser Busch, red and white,
I think.
can, beer regular.
Give
That's
him a
it.
Heineken. Give him a Heineken.
Yeah.
Oh no, Heineken. I go to there's the boiler room line in Heineken.
They're saying this guy's saying
Oh, you Googled it?
Stella Artois, affectionately known as wife beater because it causes violent tendencies to surface.
Oh goodness.
That beer makes me sneeze.
Real
actually
men,
like
real
that
men
beer.
drink bitter, so forget your nicknames. Go get some Marston's pedigree down you. It'll put hairs on your chest.
Cody, this
I
is
don't
the
even
this is the
Guinness.
thing. I will drink any beer, any type of beer. I can drink any type of beer and enjoy it. And like if I'm hanging out, sitting anywhere at any bar, I can drink any type of beer and I'll enjoy it. But sometimes I swear to God, and what just happened to you happened to me before. Like one time, like I just wanted to have something that was like refreshing because it was a hot day. So I got like the hard cider, right, which is like a super refreshing drink because it's like
Yeah, I
drinking
was in the
apple juice,
sun.
but it's hard. But then my sister's one of her ex-boyfriends was like. Because I was like, man, I want something refreshing to drink, like some type of refreshing beer. He's like, that's not beer. Like he was kind of giving me the same crap that you got, right?
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah, it's cider.
It's a hard cider.
I'm like,
You know-
brother,
You know what the best
just because I'm not here drinking Budweiser all day, come on, bro.
best barbecue beer? Corona.
Corona or
On
Modelo.
a hot day,
Yeah.
yeah.
Corona
Modelo.
or Modelo.
Corona, you're out in the backyard.
But then
it's
when
hot,
the Corona is hot, though,
got I don't who
it's the
drink-
opposite.
Nobody
Any
nobody,
hot beer.
Nobody is like, hey, can you warm up my Corona real quick?
Throw it in the
Can you-
microwave for
can
20
you-
No,
Second.
seconds.
but there are certain beers that are way worse when they're warm.
And I'll another combination of great beer. If you basically drink a Corona and a Heineken like back to back, amazing.
Back to back.
Those beers complement each other really well for
Nice.
whatever reason.
Actually, here's a good thing. A manly beer is any beer you can drop your keys into and not see them.
Oh, so like a dark.
Yeah, like the Guinness,
Guinness is what I would also assume people
Kronenbourg,
think
1664.
are like real manly beers.
So
Like a Sam Adams.
It's like a lager. That's
It's
a
like,
lager.
bro, trust me, I can drink with you. I can drink with anybody with any of those. But it's like sometimes I just want to have something that
I'll
tastes
tell you,
good.
Coors Light in a can, perfection.
pint though.
the pint can is fine, but if you can't do pint can, just the regular can's fine.
It's not good in a bottle.
It's not great in a bottle. I mean, it still is by far the best beer ever made.
Yeah.
And it's still in a bottle. It's good.
We're going to get blown up on this one.
I don't care.
I would prefer draft Coors Light over the bottle.
You know what I don't like? Like Miller High Life.
No.
Miller High Life is a bad beer. That's a bad
Even
beer.
the 40-ounce version?
Especially the 48
32.
ounce.
32.
32 ounce, yeah, you're right.
Especially. There's nothing worse than the bottom of a 32-ounce Miller High Life.
Great taste, less filling.
Yeah,
I know. Best commercials.
that's a good line.
Well, let's talk a little bit of Series 2 before we get out of here, guys. Got a few more minutes here. Series 2 has hit, and it's, Topps has marketed it really well. And we've got the year of the pitcher, as Cody called it on Instagram, and because we've got, Shoto Amanaga, we got Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So we got two really big pitchers that are having their first rookie cards here. You also got Mason Wynn, Jackson Churio, Colton Cowser, and then they introduced this Jackson Holiday Fun Face, because they don't want to use the F-bomb, in tribute to the Billy Ripken card that we all know and love. And he's inserted as a SP insert. What do you guys think? I mean, is this the biggest Series 2 you've seen in a while? Is it just because it's hyped up more than it has been?
It feels like the biggest Series 2 ever because you got guys that weren't in Series 1 that people are actually chasing and that are hot international players. You got the Fun Face one, which is a really cool card, nice throwback. And then you got the additions of obviously the non-baseball guys. It's just like it's hard for me to remember another Series 2 that's as big as this one.
Don't forget Wemby and Stroud.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Is that too gimmicky? Is it in the right place? And what we're describing is we're looking at this on the slide here. The Wemby Stroud dual auto. I believe it's only a 101. I could be wrong. It's Wembanyama throwing the first pitch out for the Yankees and C.J. Stroud throwing out the first pitch for the Astros. And we all know that they don't have the NFL license yet, so that's kind of the workaround. And I guess it's weird because Stroud does play for the Houston Texans, so that fits with the Houston Astros. But Wembanyama plays for the Spurs, and he's in a Yankees jersey, so it's not really. It's we made it work, but is it gimmicky or is it in the right spot?
I don't feel like it's too gimmicky. I feel like if anything, it just adds a nice little extra value to a product that people love to rip regardless. That they're gonna buy it regardless for the value. And now they have just another big, like Topps has been doing a great job. Fanatics have been doing a great job adding these things where they're just adding more value to these products we've been known and loved for years and years now. So I don't think it's gimmicky.
My question to you guys, and you might be seeing this on the slide, Dan, did C.J. Stroud sign that with his mouth?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I'm like, that doesn't look like his regular auto. It looks
like it's brand new. I've been a year in the league auto.
Oh yeah, yeah. But wait, he didn't sign that much.
He didn't.
So
He's spoiled a little bit. He didn't sign much.
Didn't sign much.
I agree with Conrad. I think it does add value. I don't think it's a card that you're going to hit and be like, it's a long-term hold. I think it's a card that you hit, you probably get graded and probably get rid of it and flip it. Strike while the iron's hot, I think is what they say. Mm-hmm. But I think overall, Series 2 is, I feel, always kind of the forgotten release out of the flagship, out of the flagship, right? Series 1, you always have the anticipation of
the biggest new rookie
and baseball season starting. This always happens. I mean, we're halfway into the baseball season.
Got the leftovers.
Now, it would be even bigger if Jackson Holiday was tearing it up and he didn't kind of falter his first call up and get sent down. Don't think that's going to hurt his value in this by any means. But this always seems to be the forgotten one. In an update, you get the players that made their debut a little bit later who get pushed into the product.
Which at this point, does any name come to mind for you for update?
Maybe any of the Giants guys?
Nobody cares in the hobby about the Giants, to be honest.
That's true.
I mean, because Jung Ho Lee has his rookie in here, and nobody cares because it's like he's not playing. So
yeah.
I mean, if you like mediocrity, become a Giants fan. Recently, at least. I sound like a spoiled brat because we have 3 championships the last 10, 15 years, but still. But, yeah, I mean.
I like how it went like we Giants fans 3-5, 3-5. It's like 3-10. That's like 3-15. At some point, it's going to be 3-50.
Yeah. Last 50 years, we won 3 championships,
Last 50
guys.
years, we won 3 championships.
Some fans, like Pirate fans, are like, come on, man. Come on.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, we're ripping a lot at Mojobreak.com. You can also get your box at MojobreakShop.com. And we're ripping some on Fanatics if you want to get on some auctions and stuff like that. Plenty of ways to digest Series 2 with us. And yeah, it's
all card ship.
all card ship.
All card ship.
Yes, sir.
That goes, that not that I want a pat, we deserve a pat on the back, but like we're the only, like,
Pat me on the back.
not a lot of people do that.
Everybody pat each other on the back.
All card ship.
All card ship always.
Nobody who works in shipping departments here patting themselves on the back, though. I like it.
They're just sitting there like, why do we got to ship out the 10th base card from the Giants? Like, who cares? I mean, it just gets a little sticky with these SPs. How do you even know? Like, if you're not a breaker, if you don't ship all base, and you're like, we're going to ship all the rookies, all this stuff, and all the SPs. Unless you're sorting it yourself, how are you even going to know that you did not sort an SP? Like, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too sticky. It's too sticky to figure that out. So just if you ship it all, no questions.
Yeah.
Everybody gets their cards. Because, I mean, we tried that for like a minute. We tried that like 8 years ago for a minute to not ship paper base. And then immediately you'd get emails going like, well, my son's really a big fan of, Dalton Varsho and like, kind of would like all the paper.
And at that point, I know it sounds like a minor ask just one player. At that point, you're sorting through 4,800 cards to pull out those players. You might as well just sort the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's basically that's the conclusion we came up with. We're like, well, if you're going to sort one player, you might as well sort them all.
Well, it's about the customer experience because we've even tried to do the random base, remember? And then people would be like, well, I feel like you didn't give me the correct amount of random base. Like, I got like 5 Astros in here, and like,
they'd be counting cards and stuff.
Yeah, they're like, well, wait a second.
I was watching the stream, and I saw this player come up 10 times. And if you divide that by 30 teams, that means I should be getting at least like one or two of these guys.
And I didn't get them.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just leave yourself open to a lot of questions in that. So easiest way is to just ship base and add more shipping people to the cost. I mean, that's the easiest way to do it.
Easiest way.
So those guys.
Not the most cost-effective way, but easiest.
Yeah, I mean, the most cost-effective way is just throw your base in the garbage. But we're not going to do that because we love cards. We don't want them to be thrown in the garbage, right?
We love base. We love your base.
We love your base.
We love your base.
Absolutely base.
Well, I got to go home and try to catch as many episodes as the Golden Touch.
Wait, are we?
And I got to go rip some series too.
You brought it up a lot. Are we getting sponsored here?
We should.
Are we getting?
I hope so.
Are we getting some golden? Are we getting like? I don't need a whole like rack. I don't need 10 million. I'll just take a couple of those bills.
A couple of those uncirculated bills.
Ken will throw his $10 million of uncirculated on the table, and I'll throw my circulated 50,000 on the table, and we'll compare. Circulated 50,000. They're bent up. They're probably 1s, 10s, 5s.
How about actually that? Because this is a negotiation technique when you go to shows when people are negotiating on cards. Like they're all okay. We're $50 off. Let's flip for it. You could do it with Ken. You're all, look, I got my 50,000 cash. You have your 10 million. Look, we're close. Let's go ahead and flip for it.
Let's flip for it, see who wins.
Let's flip for it, see who wins.
Oh, man.
It's also good to see Ken's got his bodyguard that we all know and love from the National. He makes an appearance in the show. I love that guy.
Nice.
That guy's great. That
Big
guy's
dude.
amazing. He'd kick anybody's butt, so good to see he's on there. But yeah, that's all we got for today's show, guys. Episode 344. Make sure you guys hit subscribe here on YouTube. A lot more content coming out. Also, hit up Mojobreak.com, Mojobreakshop.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all those places, and we'll see you guys next week on The Hype. Peace.
Peace.